so after looking for the longest time, I think I am deciding on purple earth. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I know that I say this with every single video, but I could not be more excited for today's video. With summer coming to an end, I was thinking what kind of fall content I wanted to put out. And the first thought that came to mind was to do a small bedroom fall refresh, showing you guys a few little details that you can do to make a little bit of a bigger impact in your space, some changes that you can do to incorporate the new seasons. But the more and more I thought about it, I realized that I actually wanted to do an extreme bedroom makeover for fall and make really big changes into my room. I feel like it's about time. It's looked kind of the same for a while now, so I'm super excited to show you guys the ideas and the plans that I have. So without further ado, I'm gonna walk you guys through my bedroom and tell you a little bit more about what I have planned for the space. All right, so as you walk into my bedroom, let me show you guys what it's looking like right now. Sorry if the lighting is not the best, but I went ahead and took out some of Fry's stuff to declutter it a little bit. But this is what my bedroom is currently looking like. The main thing for me is that the walls are very blank and I wanted to bring in some color and some interest to the walls. Also, another thing is I have these cork boards with a bunch of my Polaroid pictures, and I want to take those down. I want to actually put them into little photo albums and put some art into both of those spots. I have one right there and one right here. I feel like incorporating some new art, some color into the walls, and doing a few little details that I'll show you guys later on is gonna really make the space pop and give it a big transformation for fall. If you guys don't know, fall is my absolute favorite season. I love decorating for fall, and a big tip that I have for you guys is that I usually try to keep my spaces very neutral in terms of seasonal decor. I try to find stuff that works for all the seasons. That way I'm not changing it up with each season. But if I ever do a transformation, I usually do them around the fall time. I feel like the color palette for fall is very versatile and works all year round. Now you might be thinking, what I'm planning on painting the walls like and how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about that right now. I think that paint is such an easy way to make a huge impact in a space and make a big transformation without doing too much. Sorry if you guys hear a lot of noise behind me. Fry has the zoomies. But as I was saying, paint is the easiest way to make a huge change into a space. I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across this image. I was so inspired by the color of this room. Doing a little digging, I found out that the color of the room is this one right here. I'll pop it up. I can't think of the name right now, but it's by Farrow and Ball. I knew that I wasn't planning on buying a Farrow and Ball paint right now for this transformation because I wanted to keep it a little bit more budget friendly. I'm gonna try to find a dupe for it at Lowe's. That way I can get all of my materials and paint in one spot. But without further ado, you guys, let's go out and we're gonna head to Hobby Lobby to try to find some frames for the paintings that I wanna do for my bedroom, and then go to Lowe's and try to find the molding and the paint, all the supplies that we need for this transformation. That way we can get right back and get right to it. All right, you guys, I am on my way to get some frames at Hobby Lobby for the paintings in my room, and maybe find a couple of other things, and then we're gonna head on over to Lowe's for the paint and the actual molding. But you guys, of course, I had to first make a stop for some coffee. If you live in LA or if you've ever visited and you've been to Porto's, then you know how good it is. I love Porto's so much. If you've never been and you're coming to LA, definitely come check it out. I love it. But I wanted to show you, look how perfect. I already took a bite, but look how good this almond croissant looks. Oh! Delicious. All right, I gotta go. I gotta keep driving, but so good, so delicious. Right behind me is a Home Goods, you guys, and of course I had to do a little pit stop. Didn't get anything though. Hi, how are you? So one thing I love about Hobby Lobby is that when they release the new seasonal stuff, everything that's from the previous season, in this case spring, goes on spring and summer. Everything goes on sale. So that's where we're gonna go ahead and check the frames. So these are the two that I believe I'm taking. I like this one because I have so many full artworks like this, and I like the white matte on this one, so I think a smaller print will look good with a bigger frame. I think that gives it a very elegant look. This one is $65, which means it's $6.50. And then this other one, this really big one, is $79.99, so $80, which means it's only $8. And I like that this is a little bit more of a square shaped. I'm not a huge fan of the light frame, but I think we can make it work. Maybe I can try staining it. Oh, sorry. Maybe I can try staining it, but the shape was the one that worked the best for the area that I need. So yeah, I'm gonna look around a little bit more. There's barely anything left. The other day that I came, there was so many more options. I should have taken them there, but the deals are even better now because it is 90%. It's like the final clearance. So I'm gonna look around for a little bit longer, but I think these two are great options. All right, back in the car, put the things in the trunk. I ended up paying only $10 for both frames because I had a little bit of store credit because I did a quick return. That was like $5. So just paid $10 today. That's a success in my eyes. Now let's head on over to Lowe's and see if we can find the paint. And once we're there, I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna grab this window and door molding because it's only $9.97, and this is polystyrene. It's a pre-finished white. It's very light, and since I want this to be as affordable as possible, very renter friendly, I don't want the molding to be very heavy. I feel like this is a perfect option. It has just enough detail, and it's only $9.97. I'm getting 4, so that would bring it to about $40. But I think this will be the best option for what I need. I'm gonna keep looking, but I think this is the one I'm taking. So the color that I really wanted for the bedroom was Brinjal by Farrow. It's this beautiful color right here, kind of like a deep plum, rich purple, kind of muted though. And I came to Lowe's to try to find a dupe for it, either on Sherwin-Williams or Valspar, and I think I found one that matches beautifully. So after looking for the longest time, I think I am deciding on Purple Earth by Valspar. I don't know if the lighting on the camera is doing it justice, but I think this is the closest match to Brinjal by Farrow. Yeah, we're going with this one. And I think I'm definitely gonna do an eggshell semi-matte finish. I don't want it to be fully flat or matte, so I think eggshell will be the perfect in between with this color. Just so you guys know, I got this one, the Valspar Signature, in eggshell in that color. All right, you guys, I just made it home and I set everything down that I got. Let me show you. We've got the molding, we've got both paintings, we got the beautiful paint color that we selected, and I just received from Amazon, you guys. I bought this last night. It was such quick shipping. I bought a cordless brat nailer to do the molding. It was $100, I believe, on Amazon. It's battery powered. I really wanted a nail gun that didn't require air. So this battery powered one should work great for this project. Honestly, I've never tried it before, so we'll see. I've only used the ones with the compressed air. I believe that's how you say it. But before we can even start with all of this, I'm gonna have to take things out of my room to make space to be able to prep the walls and actually paint. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff in my room right now, and it's gonna be a little bit complicated to move things around. But I think I'm gonna be able to take the smaller pieces out, like all the fry stuff, and then my desk, this table right here. I'm gonna be able to take that out. Then I can move the bed maybe to the middle of the room and move these things, take the things down from the walls, whatever is on the way. In the way, most of the things are hung higher though, so I'm probably not gonna have to take much stuff, just probably the mirror. But we're gonna start by clearing things out. This is gonna take a while, but I'm so excited. I think the color, the more I look at my room and the accent colors that it has a lot of plum tones, like with the faux plants over there, some of the colors on my pillows. So I'm very excited. I think the color is gonna look beautiful, and I can't wait to also do the artwork and put some other things that I've accumulated over the last couple of weeks for the room and the transformation. So I'm super excited. So without further ado, let's just get right into removing everything and getting ready for paint. Alright, you guys, took everything out, cleaned the floors all around my room, and now the walls have a clear path to be worked on. I will say I am not proud of the amount of dust that I found behind my console table and behind my bed, but you know what? It's fine. That's why we're doing this. So let's start measuring the walls, prepping them to install the molding. By the way, you guys, this is currently what my apartment is looking like. It's a mess. All right, so I measured everything and I came to the conclusion that I want to do it 48 inches tall, meaning the top of the molding is gonna reach that 48 limit mark, and it's gonna be obviously all the same all around. Let me show you. What we're gonna do is with the molding, I'm sorry if the quality is a little bad right now. I'm trying to film this at a weird angle and there's no good lighting right now, but it's fine. What the top of this molding that I got is gonna be at that 48 inch mark, and then everything including the molding and the floorboards is gonna be painted with that beautiful color that we got. So I'm gonna start cutting it and measuring where everything goes, leveling it and making sure that everything's perfect. Fries right there, and just getting right into it. So first, we gotta cut these. I figure I'm gonna start with cutting this little part because it's the lowest risk. I am losing the least amount of product, and it's my first time trying the nail gun. So we're gonna try it measuring with this, cutting the board right there, and that will be our test strand. And then once that one's done, just moving right along the entire perimeter of the bedroom. Should be easy enough. We'll see. I wanted to take some time to figure out how to cut the molding and how it was going to work with the new brat nailer. So in the meantime, I decided to go ahead and do the paintings. As you'll see on this one, I started with one idea on the big canvas and then changed my mind once I was done with it and decided to go in a different route. So stay tuned and check out how it came out at the end. I'm stopping the time lapse for a little bit. I finished doing the landscape painting and I just didn't like it at all. And I tried putting it in my room to see how it looks with the other paintings that I already have in there, and every single other painting in there right now is a landscape. So I realized that I don't want to do that. I feel like it's just too much. It clashes a lot, and the colors that I did for this one just aren't right. I'm gonna show it to you guys right now, but I don't like it at all. I'm gonna go with something a lot more simple and not a landscape, to really differentiate this painting with the rest. But I still wanted to show it to you guys so that you can see that things like this happen, and I wanted you to see how sometimes you can change your mind in the middle of a project. So let me just show it to you guys, and then we'll jump back into the time lapse to do the new painting. So this is what I had come up with. I was trying to do like an abstract landscape of kind of like a canyon and some like bushes and the sky, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it. The colors that I have are just not working with me, and I don't know, I don't like it at all. Maybe some of you guys see what I do next and you're like, oh, this one was better, but listen, I don't like it at all. So let's just switch it and start all over. The second painting was so much fun to create. I actually spray painted the white frame with some black paint that I had. Then I grabbed a brown paper bag and cut it up into the size that I needed. I'm gonna scrunch it up to create some depth and texture and dimension. This is gonna work as our canvas. I then grabbed a random tray that I had on hand and put some dark acrylic paint in it. And I took some fake flowers that I had, and I'm gonna rub the dark paint all over the flowers. We're gonna be using this as a stamp to use on the paper bag. I first grabbed a paper towel just to do a test strand and see how the stamp would look. I pressed it firmly with something that I had nearby and checked out how the sample came out. When I was happy, I grabbed the paper that we cut up beforehand and did it on the actual canvas. At first, the stamp didn't mark much, so I actually proceeded to stamp it by hand. Then on top of this, with a specific pen, I actually drew in some additional flowers and leaves to add that dimension and make it that much more fun. Alright you guys, it's actually the next day. I found something today. I went to Home Depot to get this to make my life easier. For cutting the molding, I had seen these online a million times, and it's just these scissors that cut. You can cut at an angle or straight, and they're great for cutting molding such as this. And it literally cuts like paper. I just tried one, which is the sample piece that I told you guys yesterday, and it works so well. I'm gonna show it to you guys. So of course I haven't nailed it in yet, but you can see how well it cuts. I sanded both sides once I was done cutting it, and it just fits perfectly. It's in there because of how tight it is, but I haven't nailed it in yet, but I can already tell how good it's gonna look. I feel like it's gonna heighten the walls so much. I'm obsessed. Right, you guys, it has been, Siri, what time is it?
It's 1:15 p.m.
1:15. It's been about 3 hours, I want to say. Yeah, I started, yeah, exactly 3 hours, and I'm finally done putting all the molding around the room. Let me show you. I, of course, have to fill in all the nail holes and any gaps. The walls in this building are a little crooked or a little all over the place, so it was a little complicated to make sure that everything aligned. But I love already the way the trim is looking. It adds just such elegance, I think, to the room, and it's such an interesting detail. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and show you guys as I fill all the holes and all the lines, all the cracks, and then we'll get ready for cleaning, prepping, and then painting. So after everything dried down, I actually started sanding down the caulking that I had done around the perimeters and all over the nail holes and stuff. And I realized that I had actually bought a latex-based caulk, and you can't sand that down. So the way that I found works best for me is I wet a paper towel a little bit, and then I go over the surface area that had the product and smooth it out with water, because you can work with it once it gets wet again. So that worked out really, really well. I will be, once that dries, I will be probably using just probably some like dry decks on top of it and finessing it a little more wherever it needs it. But I don't want to waste any more time and more sunlight. I will start to paint and clean the bottom and work my way up. That way I don't have to reach the trim quite yet, but I have to get going and start with the paint. So let's get right onto that. First things first, I removed the cover outlets. A tip that I have for you guys is to put it on Ziploc bags and name them. That way you know where all of them go. I just opened my can. Look at that beautiful color, you guys. And let me just say that this paint worked amazing. I ended up doing 2.5 coats. You'll see that the first coat is kind of patchy, but once you get that second layer on there, it looks absolutely beautiful. I let both layers dry overnight, and then in the morning I peeled off the tape. This is always the most satisfying part of the project. I then grabbed some white paint that I sampled from my room to go over any imperfections, anywhere that the paint might have bled through the tape or where I might have accidentally splashed the paint onto the white wall, and just corrected all those little mistakes. Alright everyone, I finally finished after 2 long and exhausting days. I finally finished all the trim, all the paint, all the touch-ups with the white paint after I removed the tape. I cleaned out the floors, I vacuumed, I made sure everything was perfect so that now we can put the furniture back in, start putting up the artwork, and then finally do the final touches to complete this bedroom makeover. You guys, I could not be happier with the way that the color turned out. I love it. I hope that it's translating well on camera. It's this beautiful dark purple, like a dark wine plum kind of color, and I love it. I am obsessed with the way it contrasts with the white. I am obsessed with the way that it ties in with the pillows on my bed, which you guys will see at the end, and how it ties in all the artwork around the bedroom. I could not be happier and more proud of the way it turned out. It was my first time working with putting up molding, so I'm super happy with how it turned out. But let's get right to it and start putting all the furniture back where it goes and put up the artwork. Now that all of the big main pieces are put into their place, the console, the desk, the bed, and that little half table that I have by the entrance, it's time for me to hang the two big art pieces that I made earlier in the video. So on this wall right here, I'm gonna be hanging the one with the black frame and the cool glass framed in piece of art that I did, the flowers. I love how this one turned out, you guys. I think it's very different from all the other artwork that I have in the apartment, and I think it's gonna look amazing right here. So let's just measure it and hang it right up. And then of course the other one is the big squared brown one, the abstract kind of landscape, textured painting. This one's gonna go on the opposite wall over the half moon table. I'm gonna show it to you guys when I set it up, but yeah, let's just hang both of these up. Now that that is done, before I do the final touches, I want to show you guys a couple of new things that I got the other day at Target from their new fall collection with Magnolia. The first one is this little frame. I loved the circular shape. I liked the print inside. I love the colors of the frame. And I just felt like it would go perfect on this little wall right here. It has some of those plum shades that will tie back into the wall. So I love this print. And this frame was only 10 bucks. Then I got this candle. It's not from Magnolia, but it smells so good. Again, it's from a fall collection from Threshold. This one is the smoked cinnamon hickory scent, and it smells amazing. Again, I love how the colors tie back into the wall. And I got this one before I actually decided on painting the walls, so that was a good coincidence. And then finally, I got this small table lamp for that round table over there. I loved the green base. It reminded me of my green lamp that I have over in the living room. And I love the pleated lampshade. The linen color on this one is beautiful, and I like how glossy it is. I feel like this green is going to contrast beautifully against the purple on the walls. So let's just put these things in and start doing final touches so that we can go ahead and do the final reveal. makeover. I could not be more excited with how everything turned out. I am obsessed with the paint color that I chose. I'm gonna leave all the info linked down below for those of you guys who are interested. But I love the color, and I love the way that it finalizes the space, and it really ties in with all of the elements in the bedroom, whether that's the pillow or the new artwork that we created. I love the way that the art turned out. They were such easy DIYs, and we got amazing deals at Hobby Lobby for the frames. Both of them bring beautiful interest and texture into the space. They're very different to the previous artworks that I had in the room. I also love the new little elements that we brought in from the new fall collection from Magnolia. Both the circular floral art print and the green table lamp, I feel like they go in beautifully with this bedroom transformation. And even little details such as the candle behind me, it smells so good, and I love how the color ties in beautifully with the wall and the rest of the space. But honestly, I could not be happier with this transformation and how everything turned out. I love it so much, and I hope you guys do too. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of today's video and what you think of this transformation. I feel like it was the perfect time to do a bedroom transformation, and it could not have come at a better time as we are heading into fall. I am so excited for the fall content that I have planned for you guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and you can hit the bell button down below to be notified every single time I make a new upload. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.